You probably know the theory of a marketing funnel. At the top, you build awareness. In the middle, you nurture consideration. And at the bottom, you push for a final decision. It makes perfect logical sense. But when it actually comes time to write the ad copy for a local business, a lot of owners stare at a blank page and freeze. Let's look at a high-stakes example. Imagine Woodchuck Tree Service. They have a prospective client named John Doe, and John has a massive, rotting tree looming dangerously close to his roof. Here is the core dilemma. John will make his buying decision based on one of two things. He will either rely on cold hard facts, like cost and efficiency, or deep emotions, like the safety of his family and peace of mind. As a marketer, you have no way of knowing which psychological profile he fits. Guessing wrong often means losing the job. If you want to convert that lead, you need a system that helps you account for both psychological profiles, instead of just relying on luck. This animated diagram shows what we call the messaging matrix. It organizes the buyer's journey on the vertical axis against their decision-making style on the horizontal axis. Using a structured matrix like this helps ground your copy in specific decision points. It's a way to ensure you aren't losing leads simply because your pitch used the wrong vocabulary for that specific person. Looking closer, let's establish John's status, middle of the funnel. He knows Woodchuck but hasn't requested an estimate. Woodchuck tries the rational pitch, an offer focused on cost, like a 10% discount or free stump grinding. If John doesn't click, he isn't driven by financial incentives. This is where you pivot. The sequence shifts John to a completely different psychological angle. Now he sees the emotional pitch. This message emphasizes the peace of mind he would get by sleeping soundly through a severe storm, knowing that the tree is no longer a threat to his home. This new messaging addresses a different concern. If John is motivated by safety, this emotional angle is what finally prompts him to click and request an estimate. Having a sequence that pivots from rational to emotional messaging helps catch those deals that would otherwise drop off by adapting to the buyer's hidden priorities. John has reached the bottom of the funnel. He has the estimate, but he's hesitating to sign. General middle funnel messaging is too soft for this stage. To help John decide, the messaging needs to reflect the higher stakes of the closing phase. Following the emotional track, you use an emotional finish. This strategy uses social proof to reinforce the relief and security experienced by past clients. For example, you might show a testimonial video of kids playing safely in a yard, with a parent expressing how relieved they are to have that dangerous tree gone. On the other hand, the rational finish focuses on the concrete consequences of inaction. This is where you show the real-world financial penalty of ignoring the problem. You could show a past customer explaining how trying to save $3,000 by delaying the job ended up costing $10,000 in damages when the tree finally fell on their garage. By matching the specific stage of the funnel with relevant psychological stakes, you increase the likelihood of getting a signature on that contract. When you look at this completed matrix, you see that a single service offering actually requires 4 distinct marketing messages. A successful local marketing strategy doesn't rely on guessing exactly who the customer is or what they happen to care about in the moment. Instead, success comes down to preparation, pre-building sequences that cover both rational and emotional decision-making frameworks. Mapping these messages to the middle and bottom of the funnel gives business owners a clear roadmap for what to say to their prospects. By utilizing this framework, businesses can meet every customer with the right message for their journey, regardless of how they process information or where they are in the buying process.